Relationships are an integral part of our lives, but not every connection is meant to be a lifelong one. Sometimes people come into our lives as lessons, and it's important to know when it's time to let go. I'm sure we've all had connections where we felt drained or unhealthy afterwards. As much as we may want to hold on, deep down we know the relationship has run its course. In this video, I want to share 10 clear signs the universe is giving you that it's time to block someone's access to your life and energy. Things like constantly feeling worse after interactions, disrespect of boundaries, toxic attitudes that bring you down. I'll explain what each sign means and provide real-world examples. Recognizing these hints is so important for your well-being and happiness long-term. Even if cutting ties feels difficult initially, learning to release unhealthy attachments can be incredibly liberating. So whether it's a romance, friendship, or family member, pay attention to the signs. By the end, I hope this video empowers you to trust your intuition and make healthy choices for yourself. Let's get started with the first sign. It's time to block that person out of your life for good. Before watching this video, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. This is very important to us. Sign 1. You feel drained and depleted after interacting with them. Feeling drained and depleted after interacting with someone is a sign that energy and presence sucks the life out of you, rather than uplifting or inspiring you. This signals that influence is unhealthy and it's best to limit contact. They are constantly negative, pessimistic, or complaining, which brings you down and saps your motivation or optimism. Their outlook is toxic and dims your inner light. Limit time exposed to their negativity. They demand constant attention, validation, or advice seeking from you in a way that feels draining or emotionally exhausting. Codependence is unhealthy for both parties. Establish clear boundaries or limit interactions. They engage in manipulative, dramatic, or passive-aggressive behaviors that require you to manage their emotions while ignoring your own needs. This imbalance will deplete you over time. Distance yourself from their manipulation. They lack empathy or interest in you and make no effort to listen, understand your experiences, or support you emotionally. Relationships should be mutually uplifting. Reciprocity is missing here. Pull back. They frequently break your trust or violate your boundaries and privacy, leaving you feeling disrespected, insecure, and wary in their presence. Protect your peace by limiting vulnerability to them. Your energies and values are deeply incompatible in a way that makes resonance or intimacy difficult. You feel you have to dim your light to suit them. This soul drain is a signal to honor your path, apart from theirs. They harbor jealousy, resentment, or competitiveness towards you, which drains the joy and ease from your interactions, replacing them with distress and self-doubt. Their negative feelings are not yours to own or fix. Release them. They lack self-awareness and project their own issues, insecurities, and emotional baggage onto you in an unhealthy way. You cannot heal them. Save your energy for your own growth. They make unreasonable demands on your time and resources in a way that feels depleting rather than mutually supportive. Any relationship draining you more than inspiring your best self is out of balance. Restore equilibrium through distance. Energy is life's currency and must be spent well for vital. Sign 2. They are manipulative or emotionally abusive towards you. Someone who is manipulative or emotionally abusive towards you will frequently make you feel inadequate, unworthy, or unloved. This is a toxic relationship that will only damage you further if you allow them in. Block them to protect your well-being. They criticize you frequently in a harsh, hurtful way that slowly erodes your self-esteem and confidence in their eyes and your own. Their words are meant to wound rather than uplift. Do not subject yourself to cruelty. They make unreasonable demands on your time and try to isolate you from outside relationships or interests to make you solely dependent on them for validation and approval. Reconnect with your own power and release control. They frequently break promises or must redo plans to comply with their capricious changes or unvoiced desires, then blame you for failure or misunderstanding. Stop seeking to satisfy someone unable to be satisfied. They use threats, rage, shame, or passive aggression to coerce you into compliance with their will while disregarding your own needs or values. Protect yourself from fear and manipulation. They make you responsible for their happiness, moods, insecurities, or poor behavior, so you walk on eggshells to avoid triggering them. You cannot fix someone else. Free yourself. They betray your trust and privacy frequently but justify it because they know you so well or are only concerned for you. Your boundaries and consent do not matter to one who does not respect you. They require constant expressions of affection, adoration, or praise from you to soothe their ego, but offer little in return. An emotional vampire will drain you dry and keep coming back for more. They make you feel unloved or inadequate when you don't comply with their wishes, using emotional blackmail to override your agency and self-care. Love that is conditional on obedience is a lie and a weapon. Conversations regularly turn from mutual sharing to being primarily about their interests, needs, and priorities, especially in times of duress. Your role is to serve their ego, not your own wholeness. Limit energy given. Staying in an abusive relationship will erode your sense of worth and ability to nurture wholeness over time. The damage may be gradual but runs deep. Trust intuition that tells you this influence is unhealthy. It seeks to dominate and feed, but not uplift or empower. Shield your light from darkness, not your own. In releasing control, seek again your truth north. The path is inward always. Sign 3. They consistently break your boundaries or disrespect your values and needs. Someone who consistently breaks your boundaries or disrespects your values and needs after reasonable communication is showing you they are not meant to share in your journey. Release them with love. They frequently overstep important limits you have communicated regarding privacy, time boundaries, financial constraints, or physical/emotional safety. Your boundaries exist to protect well-being. Do not negotiate them. They dismiss or minimize your thoughts, experiences, or priorities in favor of their own interests and needs, especially during times you are relying on their support. Partners uplift through all seasons. Your deepest values and life principles do not align in a way that allows for mutual understanding or meaningful intimacy. Resonant souls enhance our becoming, not deter it. They require constant validation and attention in a way that drains you and leaves little room for self-care or pursuing your own purpose and passion. Imbalanced sats life's vital energy. Restore equilibrium through release. Interactions with them frequently lead to feelings of distress, resentment, or diminished self-worth due to their lack of care, empathy, or emotional availability when you need it most. Protect your peace. They betray your trust through dishonesty or broken confidences and make excuses rather than sincerely work to rebuild integrity and safety in the relationship. Without trust, little else remains. Release them. You feel unable to be your authentic self in their presence for fear of criticism, judgment, or lack of acceptance. Stay in a place where you must hide your light. Liberate yourself. Your intuition warns you this soul, though once resonant, is now meant to journey elsewhere, as learning and growth call each life in new directions with time and purpose. Trust inner guidance. Compassion for them wars with compassion for yourself, and lingering in this space brings only confusion and distress. Choose the self-care your spirit needs to thrive. Let love for another take whatever form nurtures wholeness. Release this soul with gratitude for the place they held in shaping you, and grace in knowing each life's path leads where it must, when time is right. Though ways now part, the light in you recognizes the light in them still. Sign 4. Jealousy or resentment arise often when you think of them or their achievements. Feeling jealousy or resentment towards someone when you think of them or their achievements is a sign their presence stimulates negative or competitive feelings within you, rather than joy for their good fortune as you would feel towards someone more resonant. Block them to find greater peace. You feel insecure or inadequate in their presence as their perceived success, talents, or lifestyle activates self-doubt and worrisome comparison within you. Their journey is not yours. Release expectation of yourself through their eyes. a competitive element has crept into the relationship where their wins or achievements feel like losses for you, rather than cause for mutual celebration. Partners uplift through all seasons. Competition dims the light in connections meant to illuminate. Unresolved negative feelings from the past, such as envy or rivalry, continue to color the present, making true intimacy and empathy difficult. Revisiting the past may reveal and release these binds, but some souls are meant mainly for lessons, not longevity. Trust intuition. You feel they see you as somehow less accomplished or worthy, and have come to view them similarly in self-defense. Mirrors can reflect only what we already gaze upon within. Heal self-judgment and release its hold. Your self-esteem relies too heavily upon comparing yourself and your place in life to this person, rather than nurturing self-compassion and following your own inner light. Choose inward peace over outward measures of worth. There is an imbalance in the dynamic where you feel your needs or wishes are not considered or respected as theirs are, breeding cumulative anger, hurt, and resentment with time. Relationships should uplift all parties. Release this unhealthy bind. You feel unable to share openly in their victories or joys as they arise, signaling a lack of attunement and empathy that will not improve by will alone. Some souls are meant to cross paths briefly, not travel long together. Wish them well and reclaim your peace. Interactions revolve mostly around their interests, priorities, and needs, which over time has built silent hostility at the cost to your own fulfillment and self-care. Rescue yourself from slow drains that deplete life's spark. Negative feelings stimulated by another's presence or thriving signal an energetic misalignment and imbalance, calling to be restored to wholeness through release of unhealthy attachments. Each journey holds purpose for learning, but some souls are meant to lift us for a season, then continue on elsewhere as our becoming unfurls. With gratitude for the place they held, release negativity to the light. Call back power given away in times when esteem hung on outward mirroring. Then journey on, revitalized, from the place within compassion builds, jealousy flees and wholeness guides the way. The light you seek shines yet, inward. Sign 5. You experience physical discomfort or illness at the thought of seeing them. Experiencing physical discomfort or illness at the thought of seeing someone is your body intuitively signaling their energy is not in harmony with your highest good. Pay attention before damage is done. Remove them gently, with compassion for you both. You feel tightness in your chest, nausea or dizziness, even thinking of interacting with them. Your body is warning you this soul connection has become toxic, whether consciously realized or not, and is unsustainable without harm. Sleeplessness, restlessness, or exhaustion seem linked to time spent in their company or worrying over the relationship. Your body keeps a score of mental/emotional distress. Listen for the cues your health and energy are suffering under this influence. Stomach upset, loss of appetite, or headaches frequently plague you before or after contact with them. Your body knows when an energy is incompatible before the mind. Its signals point the way to wellness. Muscle tension, pain, or illness feel intensified by exposure to their emotional state or demands. Energetic resonance in relationships flows both ways. Their distress may create physiological distress in you. Limit empathic bonds that deplete. Your usual vitality or motivation feels diminished when in their presence. Their energy is draining or discouraging in a way your body cannot ignore. Preserve your life force by withdrawing from this source of depletion. You catch yourself bracing or feel unable to fully relax while interacting with them due to an undercurrent of anxiety, insecurity, or imbalance in the connection. Your body remains on high alert to compensate for their energy. This state cannot be sustained without cost to health and peace of mind. A sense of relief or lightness arises when contact with them ends, signaling the weight or burden their energy and presence placed upon you, whether consciously felt or not. Well-being returns in the space created through release. Trust the wisdom of the body. It senses that which the mind overlooks or denies to maintain the status quo. But remaining in energetic alignment that depletes vitality and peace can only lead to greater suffering in time. Have courage and compassion to acknowledge that though once nourished by this bond, its season has passed. Gently release them in spirit, with gratitude for the place they held, and turn inward where holiness guides your path to lightness found only in living true. The journey onward leads within. Listen, follow, be restored in ways the body and soul knew all along. Their story isn't yours to cling to past its prime, and so with grace, you let it go. Sign 6. They frequently lie or withhold important information from you. Someone who frequently lies or withholds important information from you shows dishonesty and a lack of trustworthiness, signaling an imbalance in the relationship that is unlikely to improve in time. It is best for your well-being and peace of mind to release them. You find yourself doubting their versions of events or promises because their words no longer align with actions or facts. The erosion of trust limits intimacy and security. Release this source of self-doubt and second-guessing. They betray confidences by sharing private details or breaking promises not to disclose information that was meant to be kept between you. Breaches of trust wound the bonds meant to hold relationship. They deny or make light of their lies and deception to avoid taking responsibility for the damage caused, showing no intention to change behavior. You deserve honesty and accountability. Do not accept less. Your intuition warns you not to believe everything they say, as their stories change when convenient or continually excuse their lack of integrity. You know the truth beneath the lies and long for authentic relating that can only come through release of this unhealthy bind. Anger, hurt, or resentment arise as you uncover their deceit and manipulation, showing the depth to which trust and security have been undermined. Forgive them their weaknesses, but do not stay where your peace is robbed by another's inability to walk in truth. You feel anxious and worried when questions go unanswered or their words ring false once more. Dishonesty steals the ease and lightness from relationship. Reclaim calm and clarity through release. Interactions with them frequently end in confusion, misunderstanding, or broken promises due to their inconsistent stories, memory lapses, or failure to follow through when integrity is required. The only truth you need know is this: you deserve more. And it begins with letting go. Lying and deception in relationships slowly destroy the foundations of intimacy, honesty, trust, and safety. Though forgiveness may come, staying in an alliance where you are continually deceived for the comfort of another serves no one. Have courage to accept what you alone cannot change, and wisdom to know you are worthy of truth. With compassion for lessons this soul brought, gently release them. The light within knows wisdom gained at cost of wholeness is too dear a price to pay. Hear now its guiding call, know when a weary path must end to find beginning in you. Though truth may sting, your peace will follow where intuition leads, inward, home again. The story isn't yours to hold on to past its point of lifting. What glimpse of truth stays with you still, release the rest, and journey on reclaimed. Sign 7. You feel pulled between them and your own needs or growth. Feeling pulled between someone's demands and your own needs or growth is a sign the relationship has become imbalanced and unsustainable. Their demands on your time and energy leave little room for self-care or pursuing your purpose. This imbalance will only expand if allowed to continue. Choose yourself and sever ties. Your intuition alerts you this connection has become more draining than uplifting, limiting your capacity for nurturing yourself or following your own calling. To thrive, release binds that deter your becoming. Guilt or obligation compel you to meet their needs, even at cost to your health, work, or key priorities. Their happiness relies too heavily on your willingness to sacrifice your own well-being. Restore equilibrium through self-compassion and release. They require increasing amounts of support, validation, or attention that leaves you depleted and distracted from self-fulfillment. Their journey cannot be sustained at expense of your own. Lovingly bid them farewell. Your personal and professional responsibilities suffer due to time and energy given to meeting their demands. Imbalance spreads like roots into all areas of life, slowly robbing vitality from the whole. Reclaim sovereignty over your days and purpose. Let them go. You feel frustrated and resentful at lost opportunities or limitations placed on your growth to satisfy theirs. Partners uplift. They do not hold one another back from thriving. A bond meant to last will make space for mutual becoming, not feed one life at cost of the other. Release this unhealthy tie. Your self-esteem relies too heavily on their approval and praise, making their needs a priority of your own values or vision to maintain their affection and validation. Choose instead the path that honors your wholeness. Their love was never meant to complete you. Let this false image go. Interactions with them leave you anxious, worried, or exhausted, rather than uplifted and revitalized. The imbalance has taken too great a toll to be sustained. With compassion for lessons shared, free yourself to renew balance and purpose from within. Every life deserves room for self-love and pursuit of purpose. Release binds that betray your becoming to uplift another's at cost of your own. The peace and wholeness you seek shine yet ahead, not behind in old roles kept alive for duty's sake alone. Your worthiness stands alone, and so the path moves on, reclaimed and guided from the place compassion builds for self and other both. Let love and learning go their separate ways when time has come. The call within points home. Holiness serves no other end but thriving, illuminated in all lives set free to chart their course unfettered. For this, release what holds in imbalance and dismay. For this, find courage in self-love that lights the inward way. Not duty-bound but purpose-called, the soul moves on. Sign 8. They break promises or fail to follow through on responsibilities repeatedly. Someone who breaks promises or fails to follow through on responsibilities repeatedly shows empty words and unreliability that only lead to disappointment and distress. Know your own worth and block them from wasting more of your precious time. You no longer believe their words because actions fail to match intentions or assurances given. Trust is built through honesty and accountability. Without these, intimacy falters. Release this failing bond. They make excuses and avoid taking responsibility for missed opportunities, financial loss, or hardship created by their lack of action or follow-through. Interactions with them frequently end in feelings of frustration, resentment, or diminished hope as another promise goes unfulfilled or task left undone through lack of care or initiative on their part. Protect your peace. Your own productivity, responsibilities, or advancements suffer as a result of the uncertainty, anxiety, and instability caused by their unreliability. Their choices cannot continue to hamper your progress or steal your time. Choose a path that honors your purpose. Block them. Resentment builds each time their words prove empty, signaling the deepening damage to trust and intimacy in relationship. Though forgiveness is possible, forgetting may take more effort and time than you can spare. Be willing to accept what you alone cannot change. You feel unable to rely on them for meaningful support or collaboration because they lack the dependability required for partnerships built to last. Their role in your life cannot be sustained if limited to disappointment alone. Gently let them go their way. Your self-worth depends too much on believing their assurances and intentions, making excuses for their behavior when actions fail to match words once more. Know your value stands alone. Do not waste another moment on those unworthy of your trust or time. Unreliability in relationship undermines the foundations of intimacy and support, leaving hope frustrated and security diminished over time. Accept that though lessons may have been shared, you have now outgrown what this soul alone can offer. Their limits are not yours. With compassion for the place they held, release them to continue their becoming in a way that asks no more of you than you can freely give. Your time and purpose call you onward, where more resonant souls await to share the journey. These will walk as they speak, matching words with deed, as you deserve. Sign 9. That interests and priorities clash strongly with your own values or direction in life. Someone whose interests and priorities clash strongly with your own values or direction in life is not a resonating soul to enhance and encourage your growth. Resonating souls enhance and encourage our growth, not deter it. Bid them fond farewell and find your tribe. Discussions with them frequently end in disagreement, debate or frustration over conflicting core beliefs, lifestyle choices, or visions for the future. Shared journeys uplift through attunement. This connection brings distress instead. Their words or actions make you feel judged, disrespected, or dissatisfied with the person you are becoming as you follow your inner guidance. Surround yourself with souls who appreciate you for who you are. Let this one go. Guilt arises in you over not being able to meet their expectations or share passions that do not align with your purpose. Holiness serves none above the rest. Choose the path that honors self-fulfillment without regret. Forgive yourself and them and move ahead. You feel pulled between the life you wish to lead and the role they want you to play to satisfy their needs or preferences. Partners support mutual becoming. Release binds that ask you to deter your growth for another's gain. Your motivation and optimism feel depleted after interactions with them due to the discouragement that conflicting values or priorities create. Nourishing connections uplift and inspire. Bid farewell to this source of diminishment. You sense their energies as incompatible and dissonant with your own vibration and highest good. Intuition points the way to connections meant to be. Have faith in your own becoming and release binds where your souls could not find resonance. Key responsibilities or activities that bring you meaning are curtailed or go unfulfilled to appease their lack of support or interest. Thriving self-care serves the whole and cannot be defined by others. Reclaim your purpose and the time to honor it. Let them go their way as you go now your own. Each life has its own path and purpose. When these collide too often on the shared journey, it is time for paths to part with gratitude for lessons learned and honestly accept your souls could not find their harmony in this. But harmony awaits you yet. Have hope and journey on. Sign 10. You experience a deep, peaceful knowingness that blocking them is right. Experiencing a deep, peaceful knowingness that blocking someone is right shows your intuition is guiding you to your highest good. Have faith in your inner guidance. Release them with gratitude for lessons learned. A sense of clarity, calm, or lightness comes over you as you accept it is time to block them from your life. Intuition brings comfort through alignment with your well-being. Follow its lead. Though reasons may seem unclear, you feel strongly called to establish distance from their energy and influence. Trust this inner wisdom as a compass set to guide your becoming. Have courage to walk the path it illuminates ahead. Anger, hurt, or frustration you have felt toward them gives way to neutrality, forgiveness, and readiness to let them go. Intuition heals when we attune to its frequency. It is preparing you for release. You find yourself less and less open to or available for interactions with them as you establish healthier boundaries or turn your energy inward. Your intuition manifests through the choices that serve your thriving. Notice the way before you opening. A sense of peace arises when you accept this relationship has completed its purpose. Your intuition comforts when you choose in alignment with your well-being. Have faith in the guidance that brings you ease. Though reasons seem mysterious, you feel strongly you will gain vitality, clarity, and personal power through establishing distance from their influence. Your intuition knows what serves your holiness. Trust in its counsel. A feeling of warmth in your chest arises as you reflect on the love and lessons this soul brought to your journey. Yet you know in your depths it is time for your paths to part. Gratitude and completion both arise from intuition's knowingness. With wisdom and care, block them now and journey onward to what awaits you next. Our intuition speaks through the choices that ignite our vitality and align us with purpose and meaning. Its guidance is a compass set always to point the way to our holiness and highest growth. When it calls for a relationship to end in order to open the way for our thriving, this may seem unclear or frightening, yet a sense of peace arises as we find courage to trust. Intuition heals through the paths it illuminates ahead, not behind. And so with faith in your becoming and care for the journey you have shared, gently block them now from view. Forgive, release, and open the way made new within, where spirit leads and wholeness is revealed through each aligned choice. Gratitude lights your path ahead. Together you have come so far. But now your soul's light leads you homeward, to to yourself alone, where peace and purpose join as one. Have courage. The way is clear. Though reasons may stay veiled in mystery, your healing walks before you if you follow where intuition leads. It knows the wholeness you were born to claim. Release the old and journey there.